Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday, and that means I'm here to talk to with my girl Kimberly about BT90, Before the 90 Days, Season 7, Episode 2, A Tale of Two Cities. And this season is blowing everybody's socks off. It's gonna be great. I'm really excited. Now, what I'm not excited about is how there's already been so many spoilers.
I know.
I
Also,
know.
spoilers for other seasons. Just like everyone is doing too much to find out about these people.
What do you mean spoilers for other seasons? What do you mean?
For other people, I just got some terrible news this morning.
Okay.
And it's just a
And
rumor, but it might be true.
okay, tell me.
Liz has gone back to Big Ed.
I don't believe that.
I didn't believe it either, but it's
I
from a
don't believe it.
legitimate site called Rumors About 90-Day People.
I don't think that's true.
I hope and pray it's not true. I will be done.
I just saw a post yesterday about her living her best life and she lost 40 pounds and she's with this guy and everything's great.
I hope.
Well, listen, I don't think we're ever going to see either one of them again. Yeah, no, I can't do it either. No, I can't either. I agree with you.
What spoilers have you found out about?
The one that I sent you about Renee and Chidi writing all this stuff about each other already. Like before their episode even aired, Renee was saying stuff. And then Chidi responded that troubling thing that he responded.
Renee is giving off Statler energy.
She sure is.
Needs to take a step back.
Let's see if I can
was very well written, and I believed him.
Okay, let's see here. I'll read what Chidi wrote.
She needs to learn how to pronounce his name if they're going to be together.
Okay, so he says he writes to somebody on the internet. He writes, "There are times when silence is golden, but there are also times when silence can be morbidly dangerous. It is against this backdrop that I wish to clarify some issues regarding the episodes aired so far," which was one last week. Yeah, this came out before even the Sunday episode. The primary issue is the decision not to have sex or share a bed until we're married. While this is a decision I have made, I want to make it clear that I informed Renee about this before she came to Nigeria. Upon hearing this, she reacted with overwhelming anger, threatening to cancel her visit and later changing her mind. Yes.
But we see him tell her.
He means he told her before she was coming and she got mad before.
And
so
then
she was aware before.
Told her again on camera when she was there.
Yes. So he says, what?
Did the producers have him reenact that scene?
Yes, I think so, to tell her again. Yeah, he says, I informed Renee about this before she came to Nigeria. She reacted with anger.
Defend himself on this. I don't think not telling someone that you're not going to have sex with them is like that bad.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Not telling someone that you intend to have lots of sex with them and they don't want to. That would be way worse.
In making this difficult decision, aside from my faith, I was also deeply concerned by some of the unsettling, alien, and mystic things Renee mentioned during our discussions. On one occasion, she asked if I was ready to be sacrificed and if I was prepared to be in the same room with her when vampires and cannibals would gather for their feast. She claimed to communicate with the dead and even said she had seen and talked to my late father.
No.
She bragged about having dark powers and threatened to summon dark forces from all corners of the earth against me and my family.
Okay.
If she didn't get what she wanted, which is him.
If she said a tenth of this, why did you have her come?
She even mentioned having a force that enters any man who has sex with her. While I loved Renee and wanted to share a room with her, even though we would not be having sex, my decision to sleep separately was a precaution to carefully observe her and determine if her frightening tales were genuine or just bluffs. So my
Why would
decision is
you even date someone who is bluffing about such a thing?
the bottom line is I communicated all this to her before her arrival. So anyway, if somebody said one of those things to me,
One of those things, even if you thought they might be joking, no thank you.
it's yeah, and I because of what we've seen, I believe it. So
100%. Also, again, she had me at aliens. Nothing wrong with believing in aliens. It's the
agree.
sacrificing I am against.
The vampires feasting,
The entering during sex and the
yeah.
talking to your dead father.
So she's a wackadoo.
Invasive. Talk to your own dead relatives, okay? Stay
hmm
away from mine
hmm
unless I
hmm
give you permission, like I would if the Long Island medium walked into my house.
Right.
I would say, go for it, Teresa. What you got?
Okay. So that's when we get to we're going to start with them here in a minute, but I wanted to update everybody. So I told you last week about my going to the pre-nuvo for the
Yeah.
full body MRI. Okay. So
Yeah.
I want
You
to tell
go?
you like how it went. I went. Okay. So first of all, it was in Bethesda, which is very far for me, but so they don't have them like in every single city. I think they do have them in major cities. So this one, I was like, okay, Bethesda, but really, I don't really know how far things away are. If it's not in my bubble, I'm just like, everything's 20 minutes. Well,
Yeah.
it's 45 to an hour, but it's fine because I got to see a beautiful part of Maryland I had never seen where a lot of fancy people live. So I enjoyed
Oh,
that.
yeah. Maryland's
Um,
lovely.
it was, well, yeah, some parts. So,
Okay, some parts
um, listen, so,
I don't really know. I haven't spent much time there.
yeah, or any ever.
I don't know.
Okay. So, anyway, it was in a lovely part of town. So I mean, it's really like you go in and it's so nice. It is like you're checking in to go get a massage, like a spa.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, like fancy
Okay.
like that. Yeah. And you check in and they're like, hello, how are you? And the guy says, so during your procedure, you're going to be watching Netflix and they have an iPad there that you can look things up. And I go, oh, I already know what I want to watch.
Yeah.
So I wanted to watch Worst Ex Ever because people said it was good.
Why would you pick something so stressful?
Oh, I see. I find the true crime things relaxing. I wouldn't want to
Sometimes
watch
it
like.
depends on the narrator's voice. Like,
Mm.
Forensic Files, I think is relaxing.
I mean, that's just what came. That was just top of mind because I knew I wanted to see it. Now, also, I wanted to watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but that's Hulu, and that wasn't an option.
Okay, yeah.
It was Netflix. They have a deal with Netflix apparently. So
Yeah,
also,
there's
then they
still
have.
plenty of options on Netflix.
Yeah, I was good. So then they also had this whole section where they had all these various like coffees and juices and waters and all sorts of snacks.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So when I came out, I was able to get snacks because I was hungry because you couldn't eat the 4 hours before or whatever.
Unlike at the doctor's office where you were supposed to fast before you go, and this is, like, way better.
Yeah, I did have to fast before I went. It was only water or black coffee, so I just had some water before I went. But then when I came out, I knew I had all these. I surveyed the treats before I went to know when I come out, I'm going to get to have this stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I had some coffee, I had some popcorners, I had some chocolate covered almonds. I was good to go.
Wow,
So
these are nice
yeah,
snacks.
nice
These are
snacks.
elevated snacks.
Yeah. Cooler full of like, waters and sodas and things. So then they take you back. They give you their branded um scrubs. So I had my little Prenuvo scrubs to be
Nice.
comfy. Have a nice little your whole room locks, not just like a locker, like when you go for something that your whole room locks. So when you go back in, like all your stuff is in there. You don't have to put it in a locker because the whole room is your changing room. That was
Okay, that's
fancy.
nice.
Then you go back to where the big MRI machine, and it was wider than a normal MRI machine.
Good.
And the thing that you laid on was so comfy. Like normal, it's like you're laying on like a thin, prison mattress. This was comfy. I said to the guy, I go, this is more comfy than a normal MRI machine. He goes, yeah, it is.
It, like, has boll
Um,
and branch sheets or something.
Perhaps. I had like a little bolster for my knees. They kind of put the stuff on you and he tells you I'm putting, they tell you everything they're doing, very easy breezy. I will say if you're claustrophobic, your head is out quite a bit of it. So if you are claustrophobic about an MRI machine in the past, it is sort of the same feeling, but because they do push your head out several times because they're getting other parts of your body.
Uh-huh.
Then they put this thing over you that's got like a mirror. So like you're watching Netflix
Yeah,
with your
that's
headphones. Yeah,
yeah.
nice. It was 45 minutes start to finish. So
That's
I
not
didn't
that bad
even
at all.
like fully finish the even first
Yeah.
Netflix thing I watched. It's
Okay,
great.
that's amazing.
It was great.
Uh,
They tell you, a couple times you have to like breathe in, hold your breath. They tell you, if you've done but he was like, have you ever done this before? If not, I'll kind of help you. I go, no, I think I can get it. He goes, yeah, it's just if you've ever done it before, they'll tell you breathe in, breathe out, hold your breath. It's 5 seconds or whatever. He goes, it's just, and I was like, okay, great. I got it. They talk to you the whole time. They have a little ball you can squeeze if you need to talk to them. It's easy breezy. You leave. As you leave, you gather your snacks. They say, here's a $300 off if you would like to offer it to anybody else. So I have that. And if anybody would like to go to
I'm looking
Prenovo,
at locations right now. Oh my God,
I'm
there's
sure
one
they
in
have one. They have to have
LA,
one near you.
Irvine, San Diego.
Yeah, that's 3 in California.
No, there's way more. Those are just the ones close to me.
Closest. Yeah. So I have a code. So if anybody wants the code, just DM me on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. If you DM me on Facebook, I might see it. I might not. I was banned. I think I'm unbanned because I talked about Loren, who we'll get to in a minute. So Facebook didn't like that, apparently. So anyway, you guys, if anybody's interested in going to get a pre-Nubo scan, let me know. Just DM me and I'll give you the code. It's for $300 off. And so I would highly recommend. It was a great experience. And next week, maybe I'll have the results to tell you everything that is right or wrong with me.
Yes.
Yes. Also today, I went and got a mammogram. So you guys, ladies, everybody,
You're checked up.
I'm good.
You
I'm
just
good to
got to
go.
get that colon and then you're good.
I only
And a
have to do
back,
that every 5 years.
you're good.
Yeah, I'm getting a back injection Monday. I'm set. I'm set. Good to go. Okay, so before the night, I also want to give everybody, if you listened to the episode yesterday with Keisha, she talked about her dog Sushi literally had like temporary blindness
What?
and they couldn't figure out why. Like all of a sudden, Sushi was completely blind and like bumping into the furniture. But then, like 3 hours later, got the vision back. So she attributed it to they gave Sushi some new food and they're like, maybe that raised his blood pressure. They couldn't figure it out. Sushi went to the doctor today. Sushi got a clean bill of health. He's a very healthy 15-year-old dog.
Wow.
And that he may have temporary blindness from time to time. And it probably was not because of the food.
Oh my God.
I mean, she was telling me the story yesterday. I was like, oh no. She's like, it's going to have a good ending. I'm like, okay. So yeah. Very concerning.
Poor
Very
Sushi.
concerning. Poor Sushi was bumping into the walls.
I can't.
But you hear Keisha telling about it. Of course, she made it funny. And I was like, oh, Keisha. Sushi's fine, everybody. So let's talk about some people that aren't fine. This is Before the 90 Days, episode 2, A Tale of Two Cities. And let's start with the aforementioned Renee, spelled Rayne, and Chidi.
Should I try to read every book that they are going to title an episode after?
Yeah, what did we have last week? Last week
Great
was
Expectations, I already read. Tale of Two Cities, I don't think I actually ever read.
All these books I've read, but I couldn't tell you. The Sound and the Fury, I'll be able to tell you about. But the rest of them, there's like, even though I majored in English, like I'm an English lit major.
Yeah.
There's so long ago.
I know. Me too.
So long ago.
I know.
Tale of Two
And I was
Cities.
only a
remember it.
minor, so you win.
Great. Fine. These books are like, from the olden times. So it doesn't, my age doesn't apply here. You would have had to read it in school just like I did. Yes.
The literature is even older than Mary.
I don't like the way this conversation's going. So
Canterbury Tales.
Stop. I love the Canterbury Tales.
I did too.
I loved it. Let's start with Rayne and Chidi. You can't put it off any further. Tell us what happened.
Okay, so she's putting a diaper on Tippy, the chicken, so that I do not know the gender of Tippy, can help her pack for her trip to Nigeria. So she has a diaper that's more like a piece of cloth that she puts on the chicken, and then is like, Tippy, you're going to help Mama pack for her trip to Nigeria? Are you going to be Mama's little helper, Tippy? That's how she talks to the chicken.
And I'm
So
not saying I don't talk to my dogs like this, but it's a chicken.
I do too. I'm fine with it. I would talk to a chicken. I'll talk to a squirrel. I'll talk to a raccoon like that. Sure. But we did question whether or not she had names for all the chickens. So now we know she has names for at least one of them. So we don't know if Tippy is a special chicken or she has names for all 130 of the chickens.
I'm going to go with the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also she's wearing her best joke chicken t-shirt, which I think she has a closet full. Much like my dad has shirts. All of my dad's shirts are either a Date with Dateline merch or about how he's a dog lover or a dog owner. Or it's like my wife is missing. My wife and my dog are missing. Call me if you hear anything about the dog. Like jokes like that.
Dad jokes. Dad jokes.
Yeah. Also later on, Renee's son is also wearing a chicken t-shirt. So I think they have a lot of those chicken t-shirts. So she also has a lot of stuffed animals in her room. Did you notice?
I
and
didn't.
Some faux stone wall thing in her bedroom, like those with like ivy growing. It's giving a fairy tale aesthetic. Do you know what I'm saying? Big stones. And a 4-poster bed with the drapery and the fairy lights. She is in perpetual teenagerhood. I am fine with that. My aesthetic is also all over the place. And I'm way older than she is. But it's a lot. So she once again says that finding out Chidi was blind made her love him so much more.
Yeah. It's getting weird. It's getting real weird.
That's a red flag. She is so excited to sleep with him and not be self-conscious about her body. Who made this woman feel self-conscious? Which one of her exes do we have to kick his ass? Because this is horrible.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. And then you remember what Chidi said on the internet, and then you don't feel sorry for her. Yeah.
Also, no man has ever made me feel bad about my body. I do it to myself. So
I was about to say, I don't need a guy.
And society.
Yeah.
It's just society and my brain. So she bought a bunch of soft underwear for him to feel because he won't be able to see, but she wants it to be soft. And she's excited to do the love making. She's never been involved in love making. She's only had just sex.
Well, if she's excited about the lovemaking, I think a way to prepare your partner for the lovemaking is not to tell them that vampires are going to feast on her. And then, I mean,
if there's something that's going to make a guy quickly pull out or fake a headache, it's going to be.
Do you see the vampires
enter your body as soon as you? So she's leaving her poor children who have to deal with her. And her teenage daughter says she's proud of her mom for going on the trip and she deserves someone to take care of her for once. And I thought that was really nice. The daughter seems lovely and she's a teenager and teenage girls can be horrid creatures. So she's done something right because her children seem very sweet.
They seem very sweet to her.
Yeah. Well, that's all we've seen. Yeah. They could be monsters at school. We don't know. So Renee has never been out of the country. She doesn't even like to go to the grocery store. So this is going to be a lot for her. She doesn't know anything about Nigeria. She's mostly scared of getting ass worms. So she has been talking to Paul and Karini, maybe.
Yeah. Ass worms was a new one.
A new one. We've heard about the worms that swim up your peen and you wear a condom all the time.
Ass worms is because she thinks she's going to get like an infection and going to have diarrhea or.
Well, any kind of worms can be ass worms. Like, I'm thinking of an episode of Bob's Burgers where they got pinworms, which I guess would be considered ass worms. Okay. Sorry for that listener who hates this sort of talk.
We're not going deep into it. I'm concerned. Does she think she's going to get like Montezuma's revenge, and she's going to get like vomiting, and somehow there's going to be worms. You know what? Let's move on. Sorry.
Okay. So
Okay.
she's not educated. She's not done any Googling on
Yeah.
Nigeria, but I'm sure
Mhm.
you can get anything anywhere.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of places in this world that you can get some really weird, freaky stuff. And also in the United States, there's a show
Yeah.
called Monsters Inside Me that is all about that, and it's fascinating.
Ew.
It's so
Ew.
good.
No.
I would force you to watch an episode with me.
No, 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 no.
Um,
Nope. Nope.
so Chidi is her last chance. She's given up on men. She'd rather date an alien or a high-tech monkey, whatever that is.
Listen,
What
I think she should date an alien. I
I
think
think
she
she
should.
might be one.
Yeah.
No, she's just a quirky gal. Um she might have some neurodivergent differences. Um but she also just might have some mental health issues.
I
But
think it's that.
um
Yeah.
she what is a high-tech monkey?
Oh, I'm gonna say it's a robot monkey
Okay.
that will come and be your boyfriend
Yeah.
and pleasure you in all the ways you need and not
Mhm.
comment on your face or your body. And then you
Mhm.
could power him off and then you
Mhm.
just bring him up in the evening when you need him.
Can I get one? Sounds great.
Yeah. 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 High tech monkey for
Um,
Kimberly, everybody.
yeah.
Mhm.
So she says, "I'm coming for you, Chidi, and you can't run." Creepy smile to the camera.
She's saying a lot of problematic things here, like, I'm gonna get what I want. Like, whoa.
We will protect you, Chidi, from the crazy American. We
Yeah.
all failed to protect Michael, but we
Yeah.
will protect you, Chidi.
Yes.
So, he's going to the airport with his brother-in-law to get her. He needs sometimes help navigating those chaotic situations like an airport. Brother-in-law seems like a doll. So does the
Yeah.
sister.
Yep.
And so Chidi can't wait to feel her beauty. She's described herself to him physically, and it sounds like she was truthful. Like slim build, long brown hair, big eyes. That is what she looks like.
Yeah, totally.
So she didn't describe herself like Tigerlily. Like, like I have long blonde hair and giant lips given
Oh,
from a
okay, I mean,
doctor. I meant
yes.
like she didn't describe herself as if she looks like Tigerlily.
Yeah, she didn't describe herself as looking like Paris Hilton or like
Yeah.
somebody completely different. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she lands, she's overwhelmed by the airport and all the people and the lack of chickens. And so she is going to find Chidi and she's going to get what she wants.
Yeah, I don't like the way that sounds.
Why did she do this? And then they do the thing twice in this episode where they show what Chidi's seeing in the world, which is what they did with the hearing impaired man from several
Yes.
seasons ago, the one that worked at the
Yes.
grocery store. I can't remember his name, but he seems
David, his name was David, I
yeah,
think.
he was super
Yeah.
horny and very nice and worked
Yeah.
a bunch of jobs.
And I think he's still with that girl because then
I
then
hope
the girl
so.
was jealous of the translator. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Mhm,
that she was the one. So they do that thing, they show, like, he mostly sees light, basically,
mhm.
not even a lot of shapes. So, then the weirdest interaction at an airport happens. I did not understand what was happening. So it seems like she accidentally walks by him, and then the brother-in-law has to chase her down. And so he starts walking next to her and she's like almost ignoring him like he's a stranger approaching her. And he's like, "You're Renee." And she says, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, great. Okay." And she's giving like, "Why is this man talking to me?" And he goes, "Chidi's behind you." And she goes, "Okay." And like literally in that intonation, "Okay." And then he says, "I'm Victoria's husband," like, because you're not reacting to me in the proper
Yeah,
way. So he feels
yeah.
like he has to explain, "I'm Victoria's husband. I'm Chidi's brother-in-law." And she goes, "Okay." Like she's getting annoyed.
She hasn't had enough sleep, but, I mean,
No.
the camera crew following both sets of people should have been an indicator of who you were looking for,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
So then he like tries to help with her luggage, and then he basically has to point her in the direction of Chidi. Like they've video chatted. Like they've seen pictures, but he has to point her in the direction. And then Chidi, who is actually here vision impaired,
Yes.
that makes sense. He has to like literally take
Yes,
Chidi
right.
and go, she's right in front of you. And Chidi gets it and he hugs her and they kiss. And it is very sweet. His glasses almost fly off his face because they're hugging and it's cute. And he says, my heart sees you. And she's like, I'm so sweaty. It's very humid here. And he doesn't care. He feels her hair and he says, I like your hair. And then he says, you're big.
Oh, I didn't think I heard that.
And she says, yeah, I'm almost as tall as you are. And he goes, no, but you are big.
She's not big. What does that mean?
And she goes, and then he goes, I mean, I like your stature. You are not slim.
Wow. I think this comes down to other cultures just say things differently, and it's not to be offensive. It's literally he's just like stating facts as he sees them and doesn't maybe know that it could be seen as offensive.
She is slim, first of all.
Yes, she is.
I think the only explanation I can think of, because she's like the same size as his sister, like she's like a very average weight. She's, I would say, even on the smaller side for an average American woman.
Yes.
Her age, especially one who has had 2 children. Like,
yes. All that.
I have no excuse. She's way smaller than me, but she is wearing this fanny pack. So my theory is he felt the fanny pack, and that's why he's saying she's not slim. This is the only thing I can think of.
Well, did you notice when they're walking out of the airport, the camera zooms in on her ass and like holds it for a long time? Why?
Because this is how she thinks you're supposed to guide a blind person. Her hand
but the camera's on her ass. I was like, why are we looking at
her hand on his ass?
No, the thing that I saw was when they were first going out of the airport, her hand was on his ass. But then the next shot, they were like walking towards the car and the camera is just watching. It's like they're 2 asses together, but mostly just hers. And then they're hand holding. I was like, we get it. Why are we watching?
She has an average butt. Like there's nothing. She's not. I don't understand.
I didn't understand it either. I didn't understand. Okay. I didn't understand any of it. And then I didn't like when they got in the car and they were doing that light and dark thing again. I was like, is something wrong with my TV?
Yeah. They do it for too long. Like we get it after a couple seconds. They do it for like a full minute and it feels like, okay. So anyway, he says, you are perfect. This is what I wanted in a woman. But he tells us her image as she described herself is different than what I was expecting.
Wow.
How? This is not like Angela, where he's like, she is 30% okay. What I expected. He seems
I like her 55%.
55. Yes. Our sex was good 13%. So he says she's the perfect specimen of a woman, but it's not what he was expecting. I don't know what he was expecting. She's a totally normal person.
Yeah.
And
I mean, other than the demons. Yeah.
Yeah. So the brother-in-law is very sweet and he's like, she is so beautiful, Chidi. I see why your heart skips a beat. Okay, let's leave the airport now and please stop kissing. So let's go. So Renee's like, I can't wait to kiss his sexy lips and give him back rubs and touch him. And he has to break the news that they're going to sleep in separate rooms, even though he's apparently already told her. So, she's so excited. This is another weird thing she says. I'm so excited to be the one to guide him and to like help him down this step into the cab and like up on this curb. And I've been so jealous anytime his sister or whoever was helping guide him. I want to be the one who's doing that.
That's weird too.
That's so weird.
That, and I'm going to get what I want, and he can run, but he can't hide from me. Like, it's just like it's very,
and I loved him more when I found out he was blind.
Yeah, it's all strange. It's all strange.
Ugh. So they're driving home and she will not stop talking and saying hi to all the chickens outside, and they're doing the vision thing again. I think it was to talk about like she cannot stop talking and he has nothing to distract him visually. So it's just he's just hearing her chatterbox away.
Yeah.
So they get to the sister's house. Red flag number 57. She says, I am so nervous. I've always had a weird feeling about drama with my man's sister. I don't know where this feeling came from. It didn't happen with my relationship with my exes, but it's like an intuition that I'm going to have a big problem with my man's sister. And anytime I have an intuition, it comes true.
Well, she's already told us has the dark powers. So
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And his sister could not be nicer, like runs over, hugs her, says,
So
"You're
nice.
so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Come sit down on the couch with me," like holding hands, could not be nicer. And
Yes.
they sit down on the couch and Renee's hand goes straight to Chidi's inner thigh.
She's going to get that man by hook or by crook. She's going to do it. Yeah.
And he shows Renee around. She takes a shower. She's in such a good mood. And he tells her, I crave you and I pray to sleep with you, but I believe we should wait. And we're going to sleep in separate rooms.
Okay, she took a shower. She took a shower. Was her hair half wet from the shower or because she didn't wash her hair? But her hair was half wet, half dry, still sticking to her forehead. And he can't see her. She should slick the whole thing back into a wet ponytail and call it a day if it's that hot.
Yeah.
Why is she keeping it down to make herself more sweaty? I was upset.
So he says, I hope you understand. And she looks sad and he's being very sweet. Even as I sleep in that other room, my spirit is with you. And she says, okay, I'm trying to be respectful, but I do feel rejected. I'm hoping that he will change his mind. And so I was thinking that since he said she flipped out, I was waiting for the flip out, but she takes this very calmly.
Because she already knew it.
Because she already knew.
Yeah.
Fraudacity.
Yeah.
That's the Instagram account, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, there is. It's my friend that runs that.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. Hey, y'all, you know my favorite place to buy anything is Quince. And I mean anything, guys. I feel like could go over there and be like, you know what? I'm looking for a perfect dress for this wedding that's going to be 4 months from now. And you just look and it's there. You guys, they have everything you need. They have the jewelry, they have the gorgeous handbags, they have amazing shoes. And I just bought for myself a long silk slip dress. So normally I wouldn't wear something like that because I would think, I don't know how this is going to look. Well, I got 2 sizes, put it on, and guess what I put with it? My little Quince black cashmere cardigan. You guys, I'm going to be so cute on my New York trip. That's what I'm wearing one of the nights we go out. I'm very excited about this. Also recently got a suitcase from Quince. I'm taking that on my trip as well. I should take pictures of all these things for y'all. I'm telling you, the other day I found on there this gold necklace with a diamond in it. And I was like, putting this into my cart because guess whose birthday is coming up? It's mine. You know, they have these timeless classic guys. You can make a capsule wardrobe of all the classic items. I say you get a bunch of like black and camel items, put them in your wardrobe, and then you just have these classic things that will go with anything else you want. It's incredible. Again, you guys, that cardigan sweater I got, they have the cashmere for only starting at $50. The silk dress was so inexpensive, so inexpensive. If I would have gotten it from another place I won't name, it would have been 3 times as much. Okay. So upgrade your closet this fall with Quince. Right now, you're going to go to quince.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's a long time. That's a long time to think about something. That's Quince. QUINCE.com/pinkshade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade and let me know what you got. All right, let's talk about Loren and Faith. I mean, you texted me yesterday. You're very upset about how sweet Faith is, and we want the best for Faith, and we don't think she deserves Loren.
No,
we don't. So, we're seeing him on his travels, and then he's in like an airport lounge wiping his pits with a hand sanitizing wipe that one hand sanitizing wipe. They give them to you sometimes when you get on the plane so you can wipe your area. And he has one, and he's putting that right in his armpits. He goes, it's
Go to
good
the
for humans.
bathroom. Use
Just
paper towels and some soap and water.
gross. So now we go 24 hours earlier. We meet Faith. We get some great B-roll of the Philippines, and it seems like she works as the head house cleaner at the Bay Area Suites. She says she checks the rooms, does maintenance. She's an events coordinator. Also on the side, she's a magician and a makeup artist.
She is a freaking hustler. She is a hardworking gal, and I
Yeah.
do not know how this is going to go along with Loren because I still am not buying that he actually has 3 jobs. I
Yeah,
think
but remember, we did find out that he has an ex-wife and children that he does not pay child support for.
okay, yeah, he's
So
such a loser slacker, and
yeah,
she is a hustler, so mm-mm.
I mean, she gets her room and board for free at the hotel because she's head of housekeeping and maintenance and events, and then does magician and makeup artistry. So
Do
okay,
an events coordinator at a hotel, I don't know how busy their hotel is, but, like, that's a full-time job.
I know. And so she's head of housekeeping. So it sounds like to me, she says she goes around and checks the rooms, like to make
She
sure that
was fully making the beds.
yeah,
Like, she's a pitcher inner who's like, "Okay, what do you
yes,
need?" Like, she'll pitch in and help.
yeah. She's like Aisha on Below Deck Med.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so she says she lives and works at the hotel, so she does that, which is great because then she can send money to her family. And she loves the hotel where she works because
Which he's not doing,
right, which
sending
he's not
money
doing
to
to
his
his family.
children. Yeah.
Yeah. And she loves working there. They accept her for who she is. She tells us her story. She was born as a male named Rodney, but she realized when she was young that she wanted to live as a female. And where they live, it's a conservative country, the Philippines. You're not allowed to change your gender, but she lives in an area that has a lot of transgender women. They're called lady boys. And there's a big lady boy pageant that she entered when she was 15, and she won Miss Shining Hair.
Okay, I love
And
that that's a category.
me too. And she decided at that time she wants to live her life as a lady boy. She doesn't take hormones at all. It's very expensive. She's not interested in any surgery. She says she has no plans to cut her friend. And, but maybe one day she would like to get some boobs, a left and a right,
I
um, which
not
was
just
funny.
the right. Yeah.
Um, so she says, she's never had a boyfriend, but her life has changed because she met somebody special on a dating app from the United States, and it's Loren. And we see some of the photos that Loren has sent, and some are disturbing, in my opinion, because he's trying to look sexy, and I don't like it.
I my stomach
Um,
started hurting when she said she had never had a boyfriend because I hope that means she's not gonna be, like, naive and take a lot of shit from him
I don't know. Her friends seem pretty cool.
on top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Lauren is different because he is so special and so understanding, and it's her first boyfriend ever. So she goes to lunch with her friends, and the one friend brings her some new lip gloss, and she's like, "Oh, this is like a good color for me. I think I don't normally wear red, but I think I will." And they're talking to her about Lauren, and she says, "Yes, Lauren is going to stay at the hotel. He's going to have to get his own room." And they're like, "So you don't even know about the sex part? You don't know if he's huge or tiny?" And she says, "Look, I've seen it in photos, but that's private, sis. That's just for me. You guys don't get to see it." And she says lots of times she's met guys and they find out she's a lady boy and then they're only interested in her for sex. Um, she's open to sleeping with Lauren, but she says, "I want to be sure that I love him enough before we go to sex." Faith's
Good.
got scruples and values, and I
And
like it.
good head on her shoulders. Yeah.
Yes.
The only part that bothered me about this scene was all of that delicious food in front of them.
Oh.
No one took a bite.
Oh, well, they were waiting for the cameras to go down. They didn't want to eat on camera. They're like the Real Housewives. They didn't want to eat
Yeah,
on camera.
I don't like it.
Um, and she says, they're asking like, what would happen if he invites you to move to the States? And she goes, "I would welcome it. There's so much more opportunity there." So they're like, "Oh, okay. So what's his job there?" And she goes, "That's a good question because he has a lot of side hustles." but I don't know what his main job is. And I know he works all the time and he's not stingy with his money unless it's his children. Um,
How do you
so
know he's working all the time? Like, is it because he's telling you he's working all the time?
I mean, he has 3 jobs. He probably is. But in her mind, these 3 jobs are his 3 side hustles.
You can
Like
work
she's got
1
all the
hour
side
a week
hustles.
at, like, somewhere and call that one of your side jobs.
Well, that's true. That's true. But I think in her mind, because she has so many side hustles and her
Yeah,
main job is the head housekeeper, that she's like, "Oh, okay. So all these 3 jobs are his side hustles, but what's his main job?"
right.
So, she's like, "I don't really I'm not hmm." So, in the talking head, she tells us, "I fell in love with Loren, but I worry that he feels the same way, that he loves me the same." And then she says, "No one has ever loved me before, and I'm very afraid of having my heart broken." And I don't like this. I'm so worried now.
My stomach hurts.
I'm so worried for her now because she seems so sweet and genuine, and her friends seem nice.
He seems like a user, and
Ye Yes, he just wants to move to the Philippines, have a lady boy as a wife, but
mhm,
then also fuck whoever he wants.
mhm,
I don't It's not gonna work out.
and he sleeps on all his friends' couches.
Yeah, he doesn't have a main job.
No, I don't buy it. Again, there are many people, there's a housing crisis, I get that, but I don't think that's what's going on here.
I don't either. I think that he probably got into a lot of debt from not paying his child support and then quit all his jobs because he was being nice to send money to Faith and quit all his jobs so he could save money
How
to
much
actually pay for
money
the
has
plane
he
ticket.
sent to Faith?
Oh, well, we don't know that.
I don't think that is it a lot if he sent any. She
Well, she
seems to
says
be
he's not
doing
stingy with money, so I don't know if that
maybe
means
he sent gifts or something.
gifts. Yeah. Well, we'll find out. Um, Let us move on to Brian and Ingrid.
Wait, but they
Didn't
got there.
Who?
He got there
Oh, Lauren got there and I didn't write the rest of it? Hold on. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it?
because when
Where
they
is
hugged
it?
at the airport, he was making these moaning noises that were making me physically ill.
Yeah. How come I don't have that? I literally watched the whole thing this morning and wrote all my notes. You're right. I wonder if I accidentally deleted that. Well, we'll just tell it, guys. Sorry about
Yeah.
that. You're right. He did. So he arrives and he is in all black and he has a black backpack. And my question is that all he packed?
Well, he is essentially houseless. So he does, but I've seen houseless people with way more possessions than he seems to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
he did, he, he packed, no, because I remember when he was flying out, he had a backpack and a carry on, which I was shocked that he could fly,
Okay.
essentially move somewhere with just a carry on. But then
Well,
I
we
was
don't
like,
see a carry on. We just see the backpack.
I don't know where the carry on went.
Maybe
Maybe
production
they
grabbed
lost
it.
it.
Yeah. But they do hug and he does moan but she's into it. She's hugging him back
It's
a
like,
lot.
mm, mm, it was so gross. And I don't know why I'm subjecting your listeners to it.
I don't either, but thanks. But then what happened? Because I didn't write it down. Shit, I'm
So
sorry.
she pulls out, she's very excited to see him. She pulls out a flower and then does this
Yes.
alakazam
Yeah.
abracadabra
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
magic trick. And then
She did say turn around and then produce
yeah,
a flower. I was like, no, I could have done that.
and then the
Yeah.
flower lights up because she presses it because it's like one
Yeah.
of those battery operated flower
Yeah. Yeah.
things.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um, but that part was kind of cute because like he seems kind of nerdy and she's a magician on the side. Like
Yeah.
they, if he wasn't such a creeper, they could be cute together.
They could
Um,
both be nerdy together. Yeah.
yeah. Um, I think that's all that happened. Yeah,
Because
I
he got
think
there,
they
but
might have reiterated that she wants to take it slow.
uh-huh. You guys, I'm sorry. I do not know what happened to that section of my notes. I
It
did it
was
this morning and
just
that's all I've got.
even your computer was like, I cannot with Loren delete.
My computer says, we've had it. We don't want to talk about him.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. Let's move on to Brian and Ingrid. I'm looking to make sure I have all my Tigerlily Adnan notes, but I do. So I don't know. My computer rejected Lauren, guys. I'm sorry.
I
I'll talk
would
to
too.
my computer for next week.
So Brian and Ingrid, he lands in Brazil. He likes to show off at the airport and zoom around because people think he can't do things, you know. Also, one of his luggage wheels break, and so he has to put it on a cart. So he's pushing one of those giant carts that hold luggage and his wheelchair. Like he is, I mean, he's had a lot of years of practice. He's very good at it. So
he's an athlete. I mean, he is
an athlete. Then we go to Garupi. I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sure. Brazil, very small, remote area, farmland, countryside, and a close-up of a little pig that wanted a face. It was like, I need to be on camera. So Ingrid is 32. She loves the countryside. She's riding a horse. She has 2 kids, 2-year-old Arthur and 12-year-old Italo, like Italy. But Italio, something like that. And she divorced one of their dads. And so Italio's dad, she divorced. And then Arthur's dad abandoned her when she was pregnant during the pandemic. What a D-bag.
Wow.
And then she lost her job because it was the pandemic. Horrible. She wants to find someone who cares about her and her sons because she's a single mom and been working so hard. She met Brian on a dating site. She thought he was handsome. She says he was 45, and I thought that was a good age. But he's 51 now. Have they been talking for 6 years, or did he lie about his age?
I feel like last week we heard they had been talking for 5 or 6 years, and that's why we were like, so when did he have all these wives, all these fiancés, and he dated nobody else in this time?
No, he was fully dating other women. There's no way.
Yeah, I think so
So
too.
he tries them out, and then he picks the best Brazilian that he wants. So she's never known another wheelchair user. She loves his positivity, his independent attitude. She talks to her friend about the plans, and the friend is like, oh, are you going to take him to the beach? What are you going to do? And she says, well, yeah, if he can. And the friend says, what do you mean? Is he going to be tired from his trip? She goes, did I not tell you?
Yeah.
No. What do you mean? He is in a wheelchair. Oh, okay. So she doesn't know much about his condition. She doesn't really ask questions. She thinks he can do everything that anyone else can do except for walk. So she's not that concerned. This is not the first time she has not asked questions. We're going to find out. She's a Tigerlily. She's a not asker of questions.
Okay.
So her friend says
everything will work out, I'm sure.
It'll work out. Yeah. So her friend asks, so if you guys really end up getting together and it's clicking, like, what's the plan for the future? Are you going to move to the United States, or is he going to move to Brazil? And she says, I never asked.
Okay.
No. Okay. So the friend says, well, I know you're dying to leave. You definitely want to leave. And she's like, the friend says, that's why you're dating all these gringos. So she may be looking at a lot of gringos. And
there may be other gringos coming to visit her. Yeah.
Also, no shame, because he is a sex tourist for Brazilian women.
Yes.
She told her mom about Brian, but not her dad, because he's very hard-headed. I don't know what that means. She's worried that the dad won't accept him, or that the whole family, really, because he's in a wheelchair. So,
or he's also 18 years older than her.
1000%. And a sex tourist. So, and possibly was in a gang, and
possibly
we still need the rest of that story.
And also, he's been married 4 times and engaged to many other Brazilian women.
That alone, deal breaker.
So many red flags.
Deal breaker. So she cannot go through another heartbreak, and she needs this guy to be like the end goal, end game, final guy for her. I don't think that's going to happen, but I hope so. But no, I don't hope so, because I don't like him. So she takes a bus to meet him at the airport, and then does a Darcy quick change in the airport bathroom into a sexy dress. I've never seen someone picking up someone do the airport quick change, but she's been
because she had to be on that bus for a while. That bus was nice, though.
Yeah, it was.
It was a nice buzz.
So she finally comes out, or he finally comes out, and she runs and she sits on his lap in the wheelchair, and they start hugging and stuff, and they're both crying. And she says, seeing him in a wheelchair doesn't change her impression of him at all. But I did feel like her face was a tiny bit strained during some of those moments where they were standing she was standing and like talking at the airport. I felt like it seemed a little strained, but I couldn't tell if that was just, I don't know what that was.
There's cameras that I think they make them sometimes do it like twice, like it could
That's
be
why I
all
didn't
that.
want to
Yeah.
say for sure. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. And next week we're going to have to go into sex details because they think we want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that with every couple.
Yeah, they think we want to know, and we don't. Until the demons and the vampires feast on you, then we do want to know that. Because
I would love details on. Yeah.
Yeah. We can end with Tigerlily and Adnan. So she says, today's the day I'm going to meet the love of my life and my fiance, Adnan. So the driver's picking her up to go to the airport, and I don't know, she has like 6 suitcases, and she says, yeah, I'm just going to Jordan for a week, but I have to have 12 to 18 fully accessorized outfits and 3 full wedding dresses for the 6-day trip. First of all, 12 to 18 outfits is a big number, big swing of difference. So do you have 12 or do you have 18? And 3 wedding dresses. 3.
I was going to say, oh no, that's not that many suitcases. Like Ari and Benny, like Ari had 13, but she was moving there.
This is a
Tigerlily
6-day trip.
Wow, that's a lot. That's 1 suitcase per day.
Yep. So she seems to be sort of like barefaced, and I was thinking she looks really cute with no makeup and her freckles. She looks really cute.
Yeah, the makeup usually ages people if it's too much.
Yeah, look at Shekinah. That's such a good example.
Yeah.
So Cruz and Shay are her glam squad, and they're going to make her look perfect for her wedding. Now, she says Cruz and his partner Shay, or Shay and her partner Cruz. Are Cruz and Shay a couple, or does she mean business partners?
Unsure.
I'm unsure, but I think maybe they are a couple.
I think they might be. I don't think Cruz is gay necessarily.
I thought that at first because I was concerned about him going to Jordan, but now I think Cruz and Shay are a couple. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and the talking head, Shay goes, yeah, she's so willy-nilly. It's like, hi, nice to meet you. Let's go sign this marriage contract. It makes no sense why she's rushing into this. She's never met this guy in person. She has no idea what she's walking into. She's not even nervous. Not even nervous.
We are more nervous for her.
Yeah. Now, 24 hours earlier, we always love that. This is in Amman, Jordan. We see a lot of gorgeous B-roll of Jordan and a lot of women with only their eyes showing, which is not what Tigerlily's doing. Now, Adnan and his cousin, brother, friend are going to a hammam for his birthday. Now, I did, upon hearing your review of this situation yesterday and then seeing it with my own eyes, sent a text to our gay expert, Matt Marr, and said, Matt, how did you feel about the homoerotic situation occurring at the hammam? And he said he was aroused. I
knew it.
He was beside himself with excitement, and he liked every minute of it.
Okay, because I was slightly worried when I described it to you, and I said there's just so much man touching. And there must be like no homophobia. Like, no, I don't know a single straight guy who would be okay with all this man touching, like shirtless, almost naked man touching, because they'd be like, I'm not gay, like that sort of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem to, I was just like, my eyes were, wow, just so much man. There's hand holding, there's rubbing, wrestling.
I I think it is just their culture. They're very
Yeah.
touchy-feely. But you understand, like, men and women are not allowed to touch like that.
Right. But like, and we've seen in a lot of the Muslim countries on the show, the men kiss each other on the face, like when they
Yes.
greet each other. Again, that's not something most men in America would do. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm delighted to hear that you viewed it the same way I did, and so did Matt.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting, but I think it really is just cultural. Like they don't
Yeah.
have any hangups about
Mhm.
touching their friends.
Yeah.
My mom said that one time, like girls when they're young, they will hold their girlfriend's hand or
Yeah.
arm in arm or tickle your back or whether they're
Mhm.
touchy-feely with each other, hugging when you see each other. And guys, the way that they communicate is they like wrestle with each other or punch
Yeah.
each other
Punch each
or
other. Yeah.
but so these guys, they don't have that. They have none of those hangups.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he's going to be washed. He's going to be comfortable and clean and just clean as a whistle when she arrives. And he says he's a model, and this is his best model look. He looks to the side and then he looks forward and he shows us this is his modeling looks
So my best faces are straight on and to the
and to the
side.
side.
Those are the only options.
I mean, if you look down, but
I guess you could look
so
down. You could turn your head around. It's just the back of your head. Like
it's,
I
it
just
was,
do back of head modeling.
I don't see
Or
that
I guess
he's
I
got
turn
model
the other
looks.
way. That other way is my bad side.
Yeah.
And that side was his good side.
So he says, I could be with girls because I'm handsome. I'm attacked. They stop me in the street and say, give me your number. But I'm not going with every girl now because I have met Tigerlily. Her eyes are magic. I think they put a spell on me. She's so beautiful, a cute body, excuse me, nice hair, and she cares about her outfits. I'm a model and I can't go with a woman who's in like an ugly outfit. I can't. So this woman is my future wife.
What about her personality do you like?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything there that talked about her good heart or she's a great mother or caring and sweet.
No.
Nope. And so now the guys are in the hot tub getting real spicy. And the
Wait,
one
I'm sorry. I
guy,
just have to go back to the bathing. When
okay, all right.
the guy was
Mhm.
like cleaning his like upper thigh area,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
how far
Mhm.
does that go?
I was watching it on my laptop, so I didn't watch it closely, but you felt it went real close to the peen. That's what
I
you
think
felt.
it might have like lifted and like cleaned that area. I do
You
feel
know what? Listen, again, they're all cool with it.
the other friends are in the same room.
Yeah, they didn't care.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-mm. Yeah. So the guys are in the hot tub being real spicy, and Adnan says, "So what's your wedding gift to me?" And I do believe this is his older brother, his favorite brother yells, Viagra. And then he says it has to be as firm as this. And he lifts up his forearm with a fist to show how firm your penis needs to be. But you guys, everything's fine, nothing to see in this hot tub. Okay. They scream Viagra, and then he lifts up his arm and says it's got to be firm like this. And then they say something, and for some reason, he gets out and lays on the ground and allows himself to be thrown into this shallow pool. That was
Again, and
odd.
the women
It's
have
wild.
to walk around with their faces covered, but the
Yeah.
men can scream Viagra and gesture about penises.
And have your penis rubbed in front of your friends,
Totally fine.
apparently. Yeah.
Also, if
So,
he's yeah, sorry, continue.
mhm. Y'all remember the days when you could fall asleep after a night on the town in your makeup, or maybe if you're dealing with kids all day and you just can't take your makeup off, or if you just don't wash your face before bed because you're like, who cares? I'm young. Well, guys, for me, those days are over. I'm a lady of a certain age, and I have noticed a lot of changes in my skin tone and texture. I see the fine lines, I see the wrinkles. You know what? And if you're there, you're not alone. I'm right here with you. But here's the good news. Today's sponsor, OneSkin, has developed a skincare line that targets these changes where they start, and that is your cells. You guys, this is scientific. You just cleanse your face, you pat your skin dry, and you apply OneSkin topical product twice a day. That's what I do, guys. But you gotta wash your face. Do you have products that you can't live without? I do too. I have some that I can't quit. So I apply OneSkin topical face, eye, body, and shield. You could use it under other things that you like. Just put that on first, put it right into your skincare routine. That's what I've been doing. OneSkin's topical supplements are powered by their proprietary peptide OS1. It is scientifically proven to target the dysfunctional cells. I mean, it's kind of rude to call the cells dysfunctional, but that's what they are. The dysfunctional cells that start to accumulate around age 30. These are the cells that will start to make your skin look dull and dry and get more prone to lines and wrinkles. So their topical supplement is targeting those particular cells. Plus, all of OneSkin's products for the face and body are backed by lab and clinical studies and more than 8,000 five-star reviews. For a limited time, you can try OneSkin for 15% off using code PINKSHADE when you check out at oneskin.co. You guys, I'm recommending the topical face supplement. I use the eye supplement, and I've also used the sunscreen. I use the body shield as well, and I've been really concentrating on the back of my hands, okay? So try OneSkin for 15% off using the code PINKSHADE when you check out at oneskin.co. Start your new scientifically proven skincare routine today with OneSkin. So now he tells us he is a virgin. They only have 6 days together. Why is she only going there for 6 days?
I mean, maybe because of her kids.
Well, she does have children. So, and he says after they get married, they can have sex. So that's why they have to get married right away. It's the same as Nicole and Mahmoud. And look how that turned out. We don't know because we never saw them again. They left the show and they never came back.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to get a haircut. So the guys, and one of them is this older brother, Thayer, that showed us how big and strong your penis needs to be. Later, was driving him in the car.
Yeah. His favorite
and his favorite brother, he tells us. His older brother says, like, why did you decide to marry this girl so quick? And he says, when you love somebody, time doesn't matter. And the buddies are like, look, when you told us you wanted to marry someone from America, we were surprised. The whole idea is difficult. And the other guy that's not their brother goes, I'm not worried about Adnan. He's so ambitious. He just makes things happen. Things always go his way. And they laugh like, yeah, it does. Why? Why are they laughing? Is he scamming people right and left? I don't know.
Yeah, what does that mean?
So they say, hey, what's the difference with an Arab woman and an American woman? And have you talked to her yet about her clothes? Which is always the problem, guys. It's tale as old as time as this show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We even saw it over there on Forbidden Love.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, yes, I have talked to her sometimes about her clothes, that they're too tight, and she has accepted it, and she knows that I'm the authority. Little by little, she will understand that I am the husband, and she will respect my decisions.
See, the problem here is this is the exact same thing with the other Jordanian man who was dating Brittany with the braces.
Yes.
He fell for her bikini pics and hot girl photos on Instagram. That is why he slid in to the DMs. But now that they're together and he is the man he doesn't want her to dress like that anymore.
Same with Ashley and Muhammad over on Forbidden Love.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
well, I don't know if that's how, I forgot how they got together.
They met on a dating app.
Okay. Yeah.
And then she got pregnant before they were married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, so the rules are okay for some, but not for the others. Yeah.
Right. Right. So, in the talking head, he says, in my religion, the wife cannot talk to other men and she must cover her body. And I'm 100% sure to get married to her and that she will respect my decisions. So now she's on the plane with Shay and Cruz, and it looks like Cruz comes up from the back of the plane to the front of the plane and says, we're ready to do your glam now.
So she didn't pay for first class tickets for the glam squad.
It didn't look like it, but maybe they were in extra legroom. I don't know. So they come up and they do her glam in the seat. And I'm thinking, what are these other people on the plane thinking?
I was just like, if I spend that much money on one of those, whatever those, where you have like your
seats,
own, you have, lay flat, you have your own private booth pretty much. Yeah. And there's people next to you curling hair with the plugged in curling iron and another person's doing the makeup and putting on under eye patches. Like
Yeah.
I've spent so much money to relax on this plane and this is what's happening. Also, I guess in first class they just let you get a lot you can get away with anything in those lay flat seats because
I don't
no
know.
one's telling them to sit down or do it. They're like blocking the whole aisle. Like
Yeah. 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 And the people on the other side of her were like trying to eat their dinner and they're like, this lady's
it
ass
smells
is
like
in my face. I'm trying
hairspray
to
now.
eat. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just aquanetted into my dinner. Thanks.
What if he got out one of those like gel manicure like lights? It was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna plug the light in, ready to go dry your nails. Yeah. Um,
Like you're not supposed to
so
have your phone on. You're supposed to put your phone
right.
in airplane mode,
Right.
but like you're okay with plugging in like 5 million. It's
A
a beauty
hot
salon.
curling iron.
It's a
Yeah.
beauty salon
Yeah.
that cannot be safe.
No. So now Adnan and his favorite brother, Thayer, the one who's gonna give him the Viagra, are headed
It
to the
might be a good
airport.
idea if he's a virgin
No, it's not a good idea. No, it's not. He doesn't
because
need it.
it would
Just
be so quick, like on Love After Lockup.
the Viagra's not gonna help it be less quick. It's gonna make it go faster.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. It pumps all the blood to your penis, so you're ready to go.
I thought
Think
it
about
might
it.
last longer too.
No,
Okay, I'm wrong.
no.
I'm
Just
not an
that
expert.
no, that's why Brian needs it to get all the blood to go to the penis
Yeah.
so that it's ready to go. And
Yeah.
so when something happens, like you're ready.
Yeah.
You're ready. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think that's the case here. So I don't think it makes you last longer. I think it makes it so you could like get ready to go again. But
Faster.
I don't think Adnan's gonna have that problem. I think he's gonna be ready to go a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
He is only 23 years old. So
Yeah, yeah.
so he has a man purse. And again, these guys in Jordan just real comfortable with
Mhm.
getting scrubbed in their penis and wearing their man purse. That's all I'm saying. So it seems she lands and it takes her about an hour and a half to come out of the bathroom. What were they doing on the plane? That she had to be an hour and a half in the bathroom.
I'm sorry, that is just so rude.
They're like,
That
the
is
pilot has
so
gotten off the plane.
effing
Like,
rude to do to someone who is picking you up at the airport,
yeah,
to be an hour and a half in the bathroom before you come out, and you're
yeah.
not even sure if they made it on the plane because 'cause you're not responding to their texts.
No, at one point they're like, the pilot has gotten off the plane. Like she has definitely gotten off the plane. So he tells us he's excited to see her. He's nervous, but in his religion, they're not allowed to hug and kiss when they see each other. So that's going to be rough. So she comes out and they meet and they do hug and kiss a little bit. And he says, when I saw her for the first time, I had a fire inside of me. That's the Viagra that your brother slipped into your drink. So he keeps hugging her and they're not supposed to be hugging. And then she goes, baby, is my outfit okay for Jordan? And he says, it's okay. We could fix it. And she goes, fix it? And he goes, yeah, you could change. And she goes, okay, here are my friends, Shay and Cruz. And a talking Eddie reminds us, in his culture, a woman cannot have male friends. I don't care that they've been friends for 20 years. It's not acceptable in the future. So hope you're enjoying getting your hair done because as of tomorrow, when you're married, no more Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
So then she says,
I think I think he said I accepted it because they've been friends for so long, but in the future, no more new guy friends.
I didn't hear that. I heard him say it's not acceptable in the future. So goodbye, Cruz, off the payroll. So she's only there 6 days. She could pretend like they're not friends for 6 days. So in her talking head, she goes, Adnan is so handsome and he's everything I've ever dreamed of. And my nerves are really creeping in. And I'm putting all of my trust in him. And if I'm wrong, it'll be too late because we're already going to be married. So, yeah. Okay, so Adnan's brother is taking all her luggage to the taxi. I did notice she had a bag that I have, which was a Missoni bag when Target did a collab with Missoni.
Oh.
And I got one of those suitcases, yeah. And then I sold it on the internet for a lot. So
I can't see her at a Target.
No. But that is the Target for Missoni. No, none of her luggage matched either. I was like, Should have spent some of that $26,000 on that watch on getting
Yeah.
some matching luggage if you're so fancy.
Oh, we have to find out if that watch was for her or for him, right?
We're
I
gonna
mean,
find out, yeah.
if she gives it to him, then we know.
Yeah, yeah. Excuse me, something in my
I
throat.
still think it was a man's watch.
I think you're right. You were right about that. So Adnan's brother is gonna take a whole separate taxi with the luggage because it won't fit in the car.
That's
So
what
now
Statler and Dempsey did when they were picking up the van, but Statler was moving there.
yes, right. Also, they have a production van, let's don't forget.
Yeah.
So now we see their new hero shot together, and she seems to be doing Arab cosplay. She has
100.
got her hair is sort of covered, but it's all hanging out in the bottom.
No, it's a fashion Lawrence of Arabia look.
It's a cosplay that's a no-go. And he has a wedding ring on in the shot, I noticed. Because I had to pause it and I was like, oh, there's a ring. And in the car, he's like, oh, I hate wearing this seatbelt. It's messing up my outfit. And she goes, I know, but you're going to be my husband. I can't have anything happen to you, baby.
Oh my God, it makes me sick.
So then he speeds off and Shay and Cruz are in the back seat like, whoa. And he's like, good morning. They're like, fuck. So in the back seat, they're like, oh my God.
He's
They're
23. That is
right.
Yeah, he gets a kick out of like scaring people by driving really fast.
Yeah. So he says, baby, you're going to sign the book. I can't wait for you to be my wife. And in the talking head, he goes, her outfit and her style, I love it. Everything we like her is like a doll. Again, nothing about how sweet she is, how loving, what a wonderful wife she'll be, so caring. None of that.
A doll. That's
a doll.
Exactly what he's looking for.
Yeah.
An American Barbie doll.
Yeah. And that's a good choice. She's a good choice for an American Barbie doll.
Yeah.
So they have weird, awkward conversation in the car and a lot of awkward silences where Shay and Cruz are like, this is
like you're
so wow, look at the scenery.
Yeah.
So the talking head Shay and Cruz are like, yeah, the car is complete silence. You would think they're about to get married. They'd have a lot to talk about, but no. So in the car, he says he has 5 sisters and 9 brothers, 15 total kids. And so they're like, so, okay, great entrance into conversation. How many kids would you like to have? Do you want to have kids? And he goes, yeah, I've really thought about it. I think I'd like to have 5. Remember, she's 41. And Shay and Cruz are like, what? Okay, well, you better get cracking because she's 41. 5 kids, huh? Really? Huh? They ask him if he's ever been anywhere other than
she
Jordan.
Didn't know either.
She didn't know either.
She's like, what do you mean, baby?
Baby, I already have 2. Does that mean I just have to have 3? Or does it mean 5 extra? Huh? So he says he's traveled all over. He's been to lots of places besides Jordan. He's lived in Egypt, but he always comes back to Jordan. And she goes, but remember, baby, because you said like you're going to move with me to Texas, right? And he says, yeah, I'll come to the US, but I got to be able to come back to Jordan once a year, like for a week. And she's like, what? Huh? The talking head, she says, it seems like we have a lot of things that we haven't talked about. And like, I'm finding out some things, but I hope, because, we love each other so much. I'm sure it's going to work out. Okay. So we're in the lobby of the hotel, which was gorgeous. And Shay says to her, so before you guys get married, you want to find out anything like where he lives, how he lives, meet his family, anything like that? And they're both like, yeah, I don't know. We're going to go get married. It's fine. And Shay and Cruz are like, peace out. See you at the wedding. I mean, they're getting a free room. What do they care? So then Shay and Cruz are like, what the fuck? They have not talked about anything. She already has 2 kids and went through a bad divorce. They haven't talked about any of this. There's so much to lose. And she hadn't even thought about any of these things. Like they are like, you in danger, girl.
They need to pull her aside.
They said it right in front of him, and they're like, everything is fine.
No, they
It's
need
not
to
fine.
pull her aside, kidnap her, like take conservatorship. This is such a bad idea.
Send her a WhatsApp
Why
message.
did you go on this trip? All of the other friends are counting on it. Sorry, all of the other people on Tigerlily's payroll are counting on you to save her from this terrible decision.
Yes. Yeah, that injector's not gonna inject herself. Well, she
Do
is, but, we saw
something.
her. Yeah.
You see something,
Um,
say something.
and I think that they have tried, and even that life coach is like, "Let's talk this through. Let's, she's just headstrong." She obviously has to have figured out that if she gets remarried, she still gets her money, because there's not any way anybody on that payroll would let her marry this guy if she was gonna
No,
lose her payment from the
that's a good
guy.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
from her ex. Yeah. Mhm.
Ooh, you've seen some pictures of him. Ooh.
Whoa,
So,
what?
you
Bad?
haven't seen pictures of him?
No.
Oh, all right, I'll find it for you.
Oh
It's
God.
not good. Not good. Adnan is, yeah, the
Step up.
hottest guy on the planet. Step
Okay.
up. No, jump over a roof and come back around.
Wow.
Like, yeah. And I was just saying, I didn't even think he was a good looking model, and he is the hottest man on the planet compared to that guy.
Wow.
So I'll
And
send you
that
a
other
picture.
guy was a horrible
Horrible
controlling
person.
jerk.
Yeah. And I think we're going to find out more about it. That's not good.
I'm sure it's
Um,
terrible. I'm sure
I
we've
think it
not
gets
even
worse.
I think she's really glossing over. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really bad. So, she's getting ready in the bathroom, and he's laying on the bed. He's like, "Babe, hurry up, babe." And she's like, "Do you wanna do my makeup? Because, like, I gotta look perfect." And she says they're staying at this hotel together because his brother lives with him. Again, she doesn't know. Is this a one-bedroom apartment that he shares a bed with his brother? Don't think he would mind. So I don't know what she doesn't even know where are they going to live,
What
or
have
they're
they
only gonna stay at a
spoken about?
hotel.
Well, we saw
Don't
what
know.
they spoke about. She read his tarot cards or his handwriting or whatever. Sorry, I know
Right.
it's not the same
Yeah.
thing. She read
Yeah.
his handwriting because she took
Mhm.
a class on master
Mhm.
class or something.
That's right. That's right. And they talked about the love of outfits,
Mhm.
and,
And they
she
just said,
says,
"I love you, baby. I love
"You're
you too,
so
baby. You're so cute,
cute."
baby. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh my
You're so
god, baby.
what do you oh."
Oh my god, baby. You're so pretty, baby. So,
Just hours of that. Hours.
she comes out in her outfit. So it is just like black skin tight leggings and a black skin tight top, and she has a necklace, but it is, up to the neck, down to the ankles, down to the wrist, but it is like a cat suit with a belt in the middle.
Yeah.
And he comes out and she goes, "Baby, is this outfit okay for our marriage ceremony?" And he goes, "Let me see. Turn. Well, I don't know. I guess it's fine." And they do a talking head together, and she goes, "I don't know what was wrong with that outfit because I was fully covered." And he goes, "It's tight." And she goes, "Tight?" He goes, "Too tight." And she goes, "Oh, I don't know these things, baby." And he says,
Google.
and he says, "You will learn, baby." None of this is good. None of this is good. None. None. So,
I really have
n-
to say that the life coach has failed at this point. Like she seems to be the therapist of this situation.
yeah,
So, a lot of people have failed this woman. Also,
mhm,
maybe she's a grown adult with her own, autonomy, so she's
mhm,
failed herself as well.
yeah, yeah. So now they're in the car, and he says, "Baby, in 30 minutes we'll be married, and I can hug you and kiss you and touch you and have this sex with you." And he's so excited. And she goes, "So, baby, when we get there, like, what's going to happen?" So he explains how they do it. They sign the document, and they just sit, they say some words, they sign the document, and they're married. And she goes, "I'm so nervous, though. That's so loud." He goes, "You don't have to worry because, like, my brother's going to be there and my mother's going to be there and everything." And she goes, "Excuse me? Who? What?" Um, he goes, "Yeah, my mother's gonna be there, like, this is a big life event, so obviously my mother's gonna be there." And she goes, "Well, that changes everything. Why didn't you tell me this?" And he says, "Everything is okay. You trust me, baby." in her talking head, she goes, like, I'm stressed and panicking, and this changes so much. Like, he didn't tell me about his mom, and he keeps springing this new information on me. Like, it's a lot. And like, I'm like, maybe I don't even want to do this.
Maybe you should have asked questions.
Everything is, trust me, baby. Trust me, baby. I had a lot going on, and I just forgot to tell her my mother was coming.
Well, obviously, she didn't ask any questions either. Like,
who will be at the wedding? Who will be there when we sign the piece of paper so that we can bang?
What are the rules for my outfits? How many children do you want? Are you aware that I'm 41?
Do you know it takes me an hour and a half after I've already had an hour and a half of glam? Do you know it's a 3-hour situation? Next time on
money. They haven't talked about money. Too.
No, not money. No. He could have more money than me. Who knows? His brother lives on his couch. I don't think so. Next time on Before the 90 Days, Brian and Ingrid get ready for some sexy time. He took half of Viagra. She hops in the shower. Okay. We meet a dude and a girl named Vea who invited her ex to go with her to the other country. We don't know anything about them yet, but we will.
Yeah, I'm sure she's a hot mess.
I think Vea is going to be at that party I'm going to. Oh. Yeah. Faith tells Loren she wants to take it slow. And he goes, I'm only here for 20 days. It's better than 6. I mean.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So Faith's like, yeah, the first 10, we'll get to know each other.
There, though. He brought enough stuff that he could just stay there, I think.
He said to his friend, Esther, if I don't come back, just sell my motorcycle.
Yeah. You're right. It was maybe I'll just stay. So
did he book a round trip ticket or could he only afford one way? Like, we don't know. He's like, guess who's here? Me. I can't afford to leave. Also, can you just move to the Philippines? Like, I don't think you can just move there. There's documents, right?
I'm sure if you is he going to get married to her? I don't know what the rules are. He is a squatter, though. He's a squatter. He's a frogger. Right. He's all of it, though. Who's living in my walls? It's Loren.
Is it legal for 2 biological males to get married in the Philippines? Can he marry a ladyboy in the Philippines? Or
that's a very good question.
Is his thought Faith will move there to the States and they could get married? None of this has been discussed.
No, he said he wants to live there because it's cheaper.
They could make money, yeah.
He thinks that he will make more money there. But
has he researched, can they get married? Can they get married? We don't know.
Also, the cost of living is very low, but you're also paid like pennies to the dollar. So
Right. Okay, so he says we have 20 days, and then Renee loses her ever-loving mind at a market over some chickens, and she threatens violence. She says, if you hurt that chicken, I'm going to get violent. Let the chicken live. I was scared.
Chidi's sister, who is letting her live in her house.
Mm-hmm. I was scared. It was scary. It was scary.
And again, I am like a rabid vegetarian, but I would try my best to respect their culture. I would never threaten another person in their country. But maybe we should give her a break, and maybe there's like neurodivergent issues or differences, I should say, or mental health issues.
It's that. It's somebody who thinks that vampires are going to feast on your body and asks your partner, are you ready to see a vampire feast on my body, is not playing with a full deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there could be neurodivergent issues, and that's fine and good, but that doesn't explain, are you ready to see demons?
No, that's a different thing. That's one.
Eat my soul,
There could be things that are coexisting here.
Yeah. Well, listen, her kids were nice.
I don't want to diagnose anybody.
She's
undiagnosable to me. She needs a team to work on it.
Her kids were nice, and we will say that about her. How about that? Let's end on a
They were
positive note.
lovely.
Yeah.
I hate that this is happening to Chidi and his sister, who seems so nice. Like, she's one of the most welcoming relatives we've ever seen on
Very
the show.
sweet. Yes,
Like,
yes. Chidi seems from that writing pretty smart.
yeah,
So it seems like he figured it out once she arrived and is like, well, she's only here for 2 weeks. Let's see if she
right.
tries to suck up my brains while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, everybody, you know where to follow our friend Kimberly here. She has a wonderful podcast. It's called A Date with Dateline. And you know what they talk about? Dateline. This week,
Yeah.
are you talking about Dateline?
Yeah. Yes, we are talking about Dateline this week.
Can you tell me what episode? Because I'd like
It
to
is,
watch it.
yeah, it's an older episode on Peacock called The Man Who Talked to Dogs. And it's
So far, I
crazy.
like it.
Yeah, it's about a dog trainer. And
Okay.
it's wild. It has lots of twists and turns. Yeah.
Wait, are any dogs harmed? Because you know I
No,
can't watch
well,
that.
yeah. But we think
Hmm.
that he's fine in the end. At least
Okay.
we made it up in our heads that he's fine in the end, because that's the only way we can do the episode.
Okay. Okay.
We're fine with people being harmed.
I was talking about Katie today because I was getting my nails done, and the conversation came up about a squirrel or something, and they were Monique was saying, oh my gosh, I had a client tell me the other day that a squirrel bit her and thought the squirrel just came up and bit her, like thought she had food and bit her. And then
Yeah.
it turns out she didn't have to get rabies shots. And then when she called animal control, they literally said, oh yeah, we've had reports of this squirrel doing that. Yeah,
It's just a no
she's like,
yeah.
so I was like, this is a known offender, a known
Yeah.
offensive squirrel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, apparently so. And so then I was like, oh my gosh, I have a friend who enjoys possums and raccoons and feeds them and then looks at them through her sliding glass window and talks about them.
Yeah.
That's Katie.
And it's hopefully going to start a TikTok about it.
She should.
At least I'm trying. I'm trying to get her to do it.
Yeah,
She has a full-on menagerie. There's skunk babies, which I didn't know about. I just learned that there's skunk babies too. Like, it's a wonderland of animals.
She can never go in her backyard again. What's happening back there? It's crazy.
I love them all. I want to adopt them all.
I don't want to see a possum, a raccoon, a skunk. No, zero.
Baby. Hi, baby.
Listen, no. It's cute till it's not. You know what I'm saying? Then everybody accuses you of having the marijuana, but instead it's a skunk. Yeah. You live in California, I know, but sometimes you're just walking down the street, you're like walking the dogs, or just going to a store in Old Town or whatever, and you're like, where is the pot smell coming from?
Oh yeah,
who's got it?
Yeah,
is it a car? Is it coming from that house? But how can I get past it? It stinks so bad.
Yeah.
Sorry to the pot smokers of the world, but
why did you say you live in California?
I know because in California you've been pot smokers for a long time out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been illegal for a long time is what I'm saying. Here, it was even legal or not legal, people are still going to do it, obviously. But like, when I'm going to New York, people just smoke pot on the street openly in New York.
Oh yeah, I don't see that here. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
well, you go to those Grateful Dead concerts though.
That's true.
I know you're seeing pot smokers there.
And that's just a permanent smell in the air. Like, you just have to accept that's what you're going to smell like when you get home and just shower immediately. I don't know. These days, a lot of people do the vapes and they do the mushrooms. So I don't know. I don't know. What's your drug of choice? Let us know. Everybody follow Kimberly and Katie.
0 sugar vitamin water.
Oh, mine is water with a little splash of Mio. Everybody, again, if you want the Prenuvo code, just send me a text. I'll give it to you. And it is a $300 off code for Prenuvo. And if you enjoy Dateline or you enjoy true crime, you go over there and follow Kimberly and Katie and listen to their podcast. It's called A Date with Dateline.
Thank you, Mary. And
follow me over on the Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. And that's all I got for you. And I'll talk to you next week.
Yay.
Bye. not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.